Welcome, class. So, today we are going to learn a new topic in grammar, that is sentences. What are sentences? I'm not talking about the assertive or interrogative or exclamatory sentences. No. Today we will learn different types of sentences structure wise. This, according to their structures, the sentences are classified in three types: simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. Okay, let's try to understand it with the help of a chain. How do we make a chain? Chain, that iron chain that is used to fasten the things. A chain is made by linking more and more metallic, the metal rings to it. ऐसे होती है ना chain, we link them together. So when we want to make a chain long, a long chain, when we want to get, we add more and more metallic link to it. So in the same manner, to get long sentences, we join many clauses, and these clauses are joined with the help of conjunctions. So basically, here today, while studying this topic, simple, compound, and complex, one thing I just want to clear, that what are clauses? Clause means a sentence, a group of words having one subject and one finite verb only. Okay, and the clauses are of two types: subordinate clause and coordinate clauses, or the subordinate clauses are also known as dependent clauses, and coordinate clauses are also known as independent clauses. So when ma'am, uh, because I'm going to use these terminologies: finite verb, your independent clauses, dependent clauses, frequently I will use these words while explaining you simple, compound, and complex sentence. So don't get confused. Finite verbs are the verbs, helping verbs, auxiliary verb. Okay, your helping verb or auxiliary verbs are the finite verb. Independent clauses, the clause that can stand alone, individually, that doesn't need the help of any other clause to clear its meaning. Dependent clause, the clause that is depending on other clause to complete its meaning. Now, clear to you all that these terminologies: the finite verb, the second thing I told you, the clauses, independent clauses and dependent clauses. Now ma'am is proceeding towards the today's topic: simple, compound, and complex sentence. Okay, so first of all, we will learn what are simple sentence. Children, a sentence which has one subject and one finite verb is called a simple sentence. Very easy. A sentence that has only one subject and one finite verb, that is known as simple sentence. Clear? And these your independent clauses are also exactly the simple sentence only. They both have same quality, same identity. As simple sentence has only one subject, one finite verb, independent clause also has only one subject and one finite verb. Clear? Now, let's try to understand these simple sentences with the help of the given example. An old man sat under a tree. So, find out the number of subjects and the finite verb in this. An old man is my subject, and the verb, finite verb, is sat. Okay, so as the sentence has only one subject and one verb, so what kind of sentence is this? It is a simple sentence. Next is, I was pleased to learn of your promotion. What is the subject in this sentence? I. And what is my finite verb? Was, because pleased is the main verb, and to learn is not finite verb. It is non-finite verb. What are non-finite verb? The one that don't agree with the subject in the tense. आप सब्जेक्ट और टेंस को जब चेंज करते हैं, द वर्ब दैट डोंट चेंज, नहीं अफेक्ट होते हैं, they are non-finite verbs. So here to learn is your non-finite verb. So we will not look at this because a sentence can use many non-finite verbs. So they don't affect its structure. What exactly affect the structure of a sentence? Finite verb. Iska helping verb. And here we are talking about the helping verb. A sentence having one helping verb only. That is a simple sentence. So I was pleased to learn of your promotion has only one finite verb, was. So it is a simple sentence. Now look at next. You must give up fast food to lose weight. What is my subject? You. Next, my verb, finite verb, must. It's a model, and models are also are the part of finite verbs only. So must. Give is the main verb, and to lose is my non-finite verb. So as the sentence is having only one subject and one finite verb, so what type of sentence is this? It is simple sentence. Next, look at number 4. In spite of having a poor health, she is always cheerful. Find out the subject. She. And what is my helping verb? Auxiliary verb is. So how, and what is having? In spite of having. Having is non-finite participle. You need to revise that topic once again. Non-finite verb. Okay, so here as the sentence is having only one subject and one auxiliary verb, so what type of sentence is this? This is a simple sentence. So I hope everybody must have learned. What are simple sentence? आपको क्या check करना है sentence में? You only have to look for the finite verb. If the sentence is having only one auxiliary, one finite verb, what type of sentence is this? That is a simple sentence. Now let's come to the compound sentence. What are compound sentence? A sentence made up of two or more independent clauses. अच्छा ये independent clauses क्या थे आपके? What were the independent clauses? Same. Simple sentence and independent clauses both are same. Don't get confused. As simple sentence has one subject, one finite verb, independent clauses also has one subject and one finite verb. But as they are independent means they are complete in their meaning. They don't need the help of any other clause to complete their meaning. Okay, so here we are talking about compound sentences. Compound sentences means compound sentences are made of two independent clauses. Means it takes two simple sentences, two independent clauses to make one compound sentence. Simple sentence has only one independent clause, while compound sentence has two independent clauses. Okay, so here you need to revise once again. What are independent clauses? That are complete in their meaning. What are dependent clauses? That are not complete in their meaning. Clear? And compound sentences are made of two independent clauses. And one more thing, class. Compound sentence take coordinating conjunctions. What are coordinating conjunctions? And, but, yet, or. They are coordinating conjunctions. So compound sentence take coordinating conjunctions to join its clauses, because it always has two clauses, two independent clauses. So what do they take? In language we use conjunction to join the sentences now. So compound sentence takes coordinating conjunction to join these clauses. Look at the sentence. Sudha went home and she took rest. So as compound sentence is taking two clauses, it means that it will have two subjects and two finite verbs also. So let's find out how many subjects and how many finite verbs are there in this sentence. Sudha went. This is my first subject and first verb. She took, second subject and second verb. So as the sentence is having two subject and two verbs, so it has two clauses. Okay, and Sudha went home. Okay, Sudha went home, gone. She took rest. As she was tired, she took rest. It's not raising any question further. So both are complete in their meaning. That means they are independent clauses, and as both the clauses are independent, so what kind of sentence is this? A compound sentence. Now look at the second sentence. He is a Japanese by birth, but he speaks Hindi fluently. He is a Japanese by birth. This is my first clause. So the first subject and verb is he is. He speaks Hindi fluently. This is my second clause. So he is my second subject and speak is my second verb. Sentence is having two subjects, two verbs, means two clauses. In the same manner, if the sentence has three verb and three subjects, so how many clauses are there? Three clauses. As many subjects and finite verbs are there in a sentence, that many clauses are there. Now the second thing we will find out, are they independent or one is independent, the other is dependent. He is a Japanese by birth. Complete in its meaning. We don't need any further information. ठीक है, he is a Japanese by birth. He speaks Hindi fluently. Hindi बोलता है अच्छा. So there is no other further question is raised in the regard of the sentence to know more. He is a Japanese by birth. He speaks Hindi fluently. Both are independent clauses. So the sentence is a compound sentence. Look at the third sentence. Respect others or others will not respect you. First clause is respect others. In this, my subject is others and respect is my finite verb. Second clause is others will not respect you. Here other is my subject and will is my finite verb. Respect others. A simple imperative sentence. Respect others. And the second is other will not respect you. Others will not respect you. This is also an independent clause, as both the clauses are independent, so it is a compound sentence. Okay, now the next one is he will study biology for he wants to become a doctor. He will study biology. This is one clause and it has one subject and one verb. He will. The second one is he wants to become a doctor. It is also complete in its sense. So both the clauses are independent clauses and they are joined with the conjunction for, so it is a compound sentence. And as children, I told you compound sentence always take coordinating conjunctions. And what are coordinating conjunctions? And, but, yet, or, for. Okay, they are your coordinating conjunction. So by looking at the use of coordinating conjunctions, means by looking at the conjunctions also, you can easily understand ki are the clauses independent or dependent. This coordinating conjunction always join independent clauses. वो डिपेंडेंट और इंडिपेंडेंट को ज्वाइन नहीं करते हैं. कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन always join independent clauses. So here you can see that and, but, or, for, they all are joining independent clauses and they are coordinating conjunction. So it means that the sentence is a compound sentence. Now let's talk about the complex sentence. What are complex? A sentence made up of an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. Your compound sentence was made of two independent clauses, but complex sentence has one independent and other dependent. What does it mean? Ki one clause is depending on the other for its meaning. So what kind of sentence is this? That is a complex sentence. And one more thing, as complex sentence always take subordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions are used in compound sentence and subordinating conjunctions are used in complex sentence. So once check the quality of coordinating and subordinating conjunctions also. क्या होते हैं? What are coordinating conjunctions? Joining independent clauses. Subordinating conjunctions join one dependent and one independent clauses. Look at the example. Priyanka ordered lunch for me because I was feeling hungry. Here, Priyanka ordered lunch for me is my this is my first clause, and because I was feeling hungry, this is my second clause. Two clauses hain, it means this is not a simple sentence. Now, which one is dependent and which one is independent? So first of all, we will try to find out independent. That is main clause, independent clause. Okay. Priyanka ordered lunch for me. This is my independent clause, main clause. And because I was feeling hungry, this is dependent clause. It is depending on independent clause. Because I was feeling hungry. So this because word, because is telling that there is some reason behind it. Which how you are going to get the answer of your reason? Because what? Why she is saying because Priyanka ordered lunch for me. Why she has ordered lunch for me? Because I was feeling hungry. So as one clause is independent and the other is dependent, so it is a complex sentence. Now let me know. Children, it should be know. K-N-O-W. Okay. Let me know if you need any help. Two clauses are there. Let me know. One clause, if you need any help. Second clause. Which one is independent clause? First of all, we will try to find out independent clause only. Okay. So my independent clause is let me know. Okay. Now, if you need any help, this is dependent clause. If is telling a condition, that means that something extra needs to be known. It needs to be known regarding the given sentence. If you need any help, so this is dependent sentence, depending on let me know. So what type of sentence is this? Complex sentence. Look at the third sentence. When I heard this news, I rushed to the place. So can you find out the independent clause, main clause? I rushed to the place. Children, the independent clause can be placed in any order in a sentence, whether before, in the first part, or in the second part. It can be anywhere. Okay, so here in the sentence, the independent clause is coming in the second half of the sentence. I rushed to the place, and my dependent clause is when I heard this news. So one is dependent, the other is independent. So what type of sentence is this? It is a complex sentence. The last one is although she was not fully qualified, she got the job. What is in which one is independent clause? She got the job. And which one is dependent? Although she was not fully qualified. Children, pay attention on one more thing. All that dependent clause always start with a linking word, with a conjunction. The clause starting with a conjunction is always dependent clause, like because, if, when, although. They are the linking word, join means beginning the dependent clause. Okay, so in this way also you can understand. And but here you have to keep remember that because, if, when, although, they are subordinating conjunction. They are joining a dependent clause to an independent clause, and that is why they all are complex sentences. Here I have one exercise for you children. So let's find out whether the sentence is a simple sentence, a compound sentence, or a complex sentence. So don't forget, simple sentence has one finite verb. Compound sentence have two independent clauses, or in this way also we can understand it. Simple sentence always has one independent clause. Compound sentence has two independent clause, and complex sentence has one independent and one dependent. Clear? Now, it being foggy, the flight had to be cancelled. So, how many finite verbs are there? First of all, you have to find out the finite verb. Then only you can decide the number of clauses. So, first of all, find out the finite verb. Kitne finite hai? As many finites are there, that many clauses are there in a sentence. Okay, so it being foggy, being is not a finite, it is non-finite verb. Now, verbal, the flight had to be cancelled. Had. The flight is my subject and had is my finite verb. The sentence is having only one finite verb. What type of sentence is this? Simple sentence. Very good. Now next, he will study biology for he wants to be a doctor. So he will study biology. How many? First find out the number of finite verbs. Will and wants. These are two finite verbs in this. So two finite means two clauses. Now find out, are they independent or dependent? He will study biology. Completed its meaning. Independent clause. He wants to be a doctor. This is also making complete sense. So independent clause. Having two independent clauses. What type of sentence? Compound. But I have written it in short. For simple I am using S. For compound CD. And for complex CX. I have taken the first and last letters of each. Okay. Now you have to apologize to avoid punishment. Now find out the number of finites. Jaldi se find out karo. How many auxiliaries are there? Have is my first auxiliary. To apologize and to avoid the non-finite hai na beta. They are not finite. They are non-finite. Verbals. Okay. So as the sentence has only one finite verb. Have. So what type of sentence is this? Simple sentence. Now look at the fourth one. The man who is wearing a black belt is a great judo player. Here number of finite verbs are two. What are they? Is. Man who is my finite verb. Wearing is main verb. In the second clause, is a great. Here he is skipped. He is a great. Okay. So he is skipped. Is my second finite verb. Two finite verbs. So simple sentence to nahi hai. It is not a simple sentence. Okay. Two finite. Now the man who is wearing a black belt. This who word is giving an intention that the man is representing a means representing a particular individual here. The man who is wearing a black belt, this man is giving a reference to someone else. So somewhere it is depending on the other class. So it means that is a great judo player, this is my independent class. And the man who is wearing a black belt, this is dependent class. So what type of sentence is this? It is a complex sentence. Now, a lost moment is lost forever. Here beta, are lost, this lost is my adjective, and is lost here, is lost, lost is your main verb. So how many finite verbs are there, helping verbs are there? Only one, is. Is your finite verb. So sentence is having only one finite verb. What kind of sentence is this? Simple sentence. Look at next. A moment that is lost forever. Here again, is lost. Two times it has come. Okay? Two times. There should be a comma in between after is lost. So a moment is lost. As finites are two, so clauses are also two. Now, let's find out, are they independent or dependent? A moment that is lost. This is that. The presence of that is telling that it is giving the reference of some other thing. Is lost forever. It means that is lost forever is my independent clause, and a moment that is lost is dependent clause. So it is a complex sentence. Look at 7th. He suffered losses for he was inexperienced. The sentence is having how many finites? Two. Suffered and was. Beta need to revise the verbs once again. Okay, I will also try, and I want you all to please read that chapter once again. What are finite and non-finite? If once this basic is clear to you, you can very easily identify the simple, compound and complex sentence, because that are the main key feature. That is the main key feature of these sentences. So suffered is my first finite, was is my second finite, he suffered losses is complete its meaning, independent, and he was inexperienced, this is also independent. Sentence is having two independent clauses, it is a compound sentence. Okay, now next one. He suffered losses on account of being inexperienced. The same sentence has been taken, but this time it is converted to some different type. Let's find out it is a compound or complex or simple. He suffered. Suffered is my first finite verb. Losses on account of being inexperienced. No other no other finite verb is used in the sentence. Only one finite verb. Suffered. What type of sentence is this? It is a simple sentence. I hope children, the concept of simple, compound and complex must be clear to you all, and you all are going to first solve the exercises in the book, and then it will be done in notebook. Okay, that's all for today's class, children. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.